Going on YouTube, this is Ken from Ken's How To's and Reviews, and today I'm working on my 2006 Toyota 4Runner Limited. And today I'm working on an issue where my back hatch is not coming up. When I hit when I press the button for the back, it doesn't come up. The button doesn't respond, the actuator doesn't respond, and the only way to get this to work is to go over to my battery terminal, loosen this terminal, put it back on, and then restart my car, unlock and lock the doors. So I'm gonna give you a little hack that I learned today, and I'm gonna walk over here, just kind of give you an overview of the issue and show you a potential solution. So my back hatch here, this motor was not working. So I immediately thought that the motor was the issue. So what I found out by changing this motor out is this motor was actually not bad. So I just replaced my motor. Anyway, it needed a new one. This is an older vehicle, so two birds, one stone. I replaced this, and when I shut this back, it did not work correctly. I installed it correctly, but when I put it down into place, it just didn't operate correctly. It was almost as if it wasn't getting any power. So I just kind of went back to the drawing board. So the next thing I did is I took a look at my switch. So here's my old switch. I bought a new switch to replace it. And it turns out that was not the issue either. And I'll tell you why. I did a little deep dive in some forums and found out that instead of taking this terminal off to reset the back hatch, you can locate ECU-B, a 10 amp fuse. If you follow your diagram, that's going to lead you to this one. So if you take this fuse out, check it out, make sure that it's still working properly. What I did is I cleaned it off a little bit. It just needed to, the terminals needed to be cleaned. If it's busted up, get a new one on Amazon. They're pretty cheap. So what I did is I just took this fuse out and just put it back in. And lo and behold, I go back here to my vehicle, and when I shut the back hatch, it actually works. So, which made me think that I did not need to replace this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go ahead and put a new switch in, I put a new motor in, and I'm gonna do another video telling you how I replaced the actuator. So, you know, I kind of worked it out by trial and error, but thought I would share that with you in case you have the same issue. All right, if you like what you see today, feel free to comment, any questions, concerns, and we'll see you next time.